Coming to you from the Bob Studios, it's the History of Bad Ideas podcast with your host, Jason Brigger and Jeff Now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 12. I'm Jason.
And I'm Jeff.
And how you doing this week, Jeff?
Oh, I'm doing real good this week. I'm happy with all our exciting news and things that have been going on.
We have some big breaking news. And if we didn't just have free domain music, we would have like breaking news music coming in. Dun 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 dun.
Bum bum boom.
I think that was big band music.
Oh, okay. Breaking news, big band.
Whatever.
Good enough.
Just some big news here. As of Friday, April the 4th, we are now part of the Musings of a Geek Network. That is their own podcast network, and they also have a website with all the latest comic book and geek news.
Yeah, they've got several different podcasts currently underway, and I know he said he's looking to get some more, so he came to us and asked, was happy with what we've done and liked what we had to say and said he thinks we'd be a good fit. So we discussed it and decided we agreed it would be a good fit, and so now we are joining the Musings of a Geek.
I'm glad I sent him the right sample podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't send him episode number 1.
Yeah, number 1 or number 2 might not have been the best idea.
No. So thank God I sent him the later ones. So, no, Dan over there has helped us out. So we talked to him, and like I said, we kind of talked to him about joining, vice versa, and they liked us. And like I said, we're really excited. So we are now part of a network, a podcast network. You can find them if you go online on the internet, something new, I think. It's www.musingsofageek.com. They're also on Twitter at Musings, M-U-S-I-N-G-S, podcast. And then, so like I said, we're on there now officially. And they have a couple other podcasts. They have Musings of a Geek podcast, obviously. Yeah,
the Arkham Social Hour podcast.
Which is, I know you like that one.
Yeah,
because
I like that. Yeah, they're talking about games and gaming and board gaming and things like that, and I was excited to start listening to that one when Jason brought to my attention that someone is interested in us, and I'm like, well, let's see if we're interested in them.
They like us. They really like us. And then Pilots Podcast, and then they have 2 other ones that they said that they're getting into was What Are You Into? And Comic Arguments. So there you go. But like I said, thanks, Dan, and everybody over at Musings of a Geek Network. And like I said, we're excited to get this going. So there you go, guys. Taking over the world.
Hooray.
One podcast at a time.
All right. Any other big news?
Well, the other thing is you can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast.
Yes, we are still tweeting.
I'm seriously addicted to this. I hit tweet number 666 today.
Oh, woo! The mark of the devil.
And then I was like, oh shit, I need to do another one. That's bad luck. We're on Facebook at History of Bad Ideas Podcast. You can email us. Jeff, where can you email us at?
The History of Bad Ideas at gmail.com.
And we're on Tumblr too. Don't worry if you're on Tumblr. I don't know how it works. Jeff is the one that does that.
Yeah, and I've been lax this week, so if you've been looking on Tumblr looking for new stuff and don't know where it's at, you can blame me. Throw me all your hate mail.
Yes. So please email us and everything. So that's your big stuff for the day, and let's get right into listener feedback.
All right, that's our new listener feedback music. You might recognize it as our original opening music, but since Marty's done such a great job with our new intro, we decided we'll just transplant this music for listener feedback.
Marty's done really well with all of our intros, so I appreciate that. Let's see. First off, number 1 fan Doug. He wants to know, what's the deal with the women of Comic-Con? Do they really enjoy comics, or do they just like dressing slutty?
Well, it depends on the individual woman.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would say at least 85% enjoy the comics and enjoy the culture surrounded by that. There might be about 10 to 15% that just want to dress slutty, but
I think about 15%. I would say 15 to 20%. I think just like the attention oh, look at this, these guys,
I'm assuming he's talking about of those that dress up.
Correct.
Because obviously those that don't dress up aren't there to dress slutty, but they do love the...
I think he means the ones that dress up like cosplay.
Okay.
I think about 20% do it just for the attention. Yeah. I think.
I'd probably say 15 to 10 or something.
Well, you are wrong.
Man, wrong already?
So there you go, Doug. But yeah, it definitely is a interesting mix. I know at the Cincinnati Comic-Con last year, we had a pretty good turnout of the cosplay, and you had a pretty good amount. Kids, men, women, it didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, it stretched through all genders, like there's... Well, I'm not going to get into that right now.
Okay. Have you ever dressed up?
No. I
never cosplay?
Never cosplay outside of Halloween for costumes at Halloween time, and never really any superhero dressing up that I've done for Halloween.
Yeah, I don't... it's intriguing. Like, I really am interested in it. One, I don't have the money to get one of those elaborate ones.
Oh, yeah, those elaborate costumes would be pretty big.
I did think there was one, I think it was last year, that they dressed as Galactus, the guy did.
Oh, wow.
And he was taller and everything, and it was pretty impressive. It's like, I don't have the time for that. And to be honest with you, I just want to be comfortable when I'm outside of work.
Exactly. What if you had unlimited budget to make the costume you would want to do that you feel would... benefit you or
that
make
you love to do,
or that you might feel comfortable in. But obviously, I don't think you're going to walk around dressed as Ms. Marvel or something.
I would probably do Silver Surfer. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I don't know. Which one would you do? I'm trying to think now. That's a good question.
I'm thinking, obviously, the costume I'm probably built for would be like the Blob or something.
Well. Hey, if you're unlimited money, you might as well go big here and just go, you know what? I'm skinny. I'm 120 pounds. Go with somebody.
If I had unlimited money, I'd probably get, a fat suction operation. And
the liposuction?
Yeah.
It's only been around 40 years. It's okay.
Yeah, why do I need to know what it's called? Just, if I've got unlimited funds, the doctors will know what to call it. So
you're going as the Blob.
I'm going as the Blob.
I'm thinking it's a tough call. Scarlet Witch. No, I can't do that. I don't know. I think... probably Captain America. I love Captain America. Well, the easy one is Batman.
Well, yeah, but everyone dresses as Batman. You want to be like, people are like, oh, did you see the 8 Batmans and the 12 Deadpools? I don't want to be what other people are doing.
You know what? I would be Groot. That would be a good one.
There you go.
So
you would be a walking tree.
Yes. Damn! I hate the fucking walking trees.
I know, and that's the costume you pick: walking tree.
God, what was that preview we saw last night for the fucking walking? Oh, with Angelina Jolie. What was that movie? The new Disney one.
Maleficent.
Yeah. And it has freaking walking trees in it. Is that the new thing now? Everybody's walking trees?
Hey, Lord of the Rings spawns all these other things that are copying, Walking trees are where it's at.
Yeah.
Even the ones you like, walking trees.
Groot's out walking trees, an alien race. Thank you very much.
Okay. He's an alien race. It looks like a walking tree.
Next is Doug wanted to know what the fans of our show are called. I do want to say thank you to the fans. We got a nice, loyal fan base. Yes. So, appreciate it.
And we're always looking for more people to jump on board.
Yep.
So, jump on our bandwagon because they might not be going for too much longer. So,
well, yeah, it is. Where are you going? Are you quitting?
I'm not quitting. I'm just saying, hey.
We're not the Lone Ranger on a train.
Our popularity might just plummet soon.
I doubt that.
I'm not putting my eggs in all one basket here.
So spread the word. But what are our fans of our show called?
I think the fans themselves should start throwing suggestions at us. I'm not going to name them.
Geektorians?
Geektorians?
Yeah, like historians? That's too hard. Okay, well, never mind.
No, I don't like that one.
Well, give us some names, guys.
Yeah, send them in.
And then, not much else on listener feedback. Paul wanted to know what's up with Top Gun 2 being made with Tom Cruise. I just got silence over there from...
Yeah, they shouldn't even get back into Top Gun 2. I mean, Tom Cruise doesn't need to do it.
Tom Cruise doesn't need to be in movies.
Yeah, well, that's true, too. The movie just doesn't need to be made. That's all there is to it. I mean, even if they come up with this groundbreaking idea, they can do it as a different movie, not associated.
Do you know
with
what the
Top Gun.
groundbreaking idea is?
Oh, isn't it drones or something?
Yes.
He's a drone trainer now.
No. He's trying to beat the drones.
Oh.
Which I remember Jamie Foxx being in one called Stealth.
Yeah, he was.
That bombed.
Yep, and Top Gun 2 just wants to be a remake of Stealth.
You think Iceman will be back?
Val Kilmer.
He could be like the Qui-Gon, or not Qui-Gon, sorry, Obi-Wan. My bad,
Obi-Wan.
Star Wars.
What, he comes back after he's dead?
Yeah.
You're killing Iceman off?
Didn't Iceman die?
No. Goose.
Goose died. Oh.
Goose. Iceman was the rival.
Sorry.
Goose was the buddy.
My bad.
Hey, I'm not going to blame you for not getting...
I just keep thinking of the oily bodies on the beach playing volleyball. I can't think any past that.
That's it.
What was it? Tom Cruise? He made one movie in the late 80s, early 90s. Cocktail. He was a bartender.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just give him a plane. Top Gun.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give him a car. It's Days of Thunder.
Yeah, it was pretty much one movie with different settings.
Yes.
Should have just been called Tom Cruise Movie 1, Tom Cruise Movie 2.
Next thing, like I said, that's about it for the listener feedback. I think we would have more, especially after new theme music.
Oh, I know. Man. Come on, listeners.
Come on, give us some new stuff. And then we got the next segment, our new favorite segment.
Yes.
Riddle Me This.
Riddle Me This, which is in conjunction with listener feedback. The
Correct.
listeners are sending them.
Correct. So here we go. This week's Riddle Me This. For new listeners, this is what we do. Listeners send in a superhero team. It could be actually any team in TV. It could be Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be necessarily
Scooby-Doo
superheroes.
gang.
Just give us, we're going to make a movie based on what out there, and then give us the premise and give us a list of actors to choose from.
Correct. We got 2 this week.
All right.
We got Arrow, new current one here. We got Diggle, characters of Diggle, Oliver, Roy, Thea, Felicity, and Sarah. And they're played by the Saved by the Bell gang. That is courtesy of Doug, #1 fan. And on a side note, Doug is our #1 fan. He did send out something this week. He made his own History of Bad Ideas podcast t-shirt.
Yes, we promised Doug swag, but he couldn't wait, so he made his own swag.
And that's not a lie. He really did make his own shirt.
We'll have to get that picture up on our
Facebook page.
I'll maybe throw that up on Tumblr.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is this Tumblr you're speaking of? I don't understand it. So there you go. Arrow played by the cast of Saved by the Bell. So let's do the actors here.
Yes.
Paul Gosselaar.
Okay, Zach obviously is going to have to be Oliver.
Okay.
He's the lead, he's the star, he's the good-looking blonde. He's Oliver.
I don't like where this is going because then Diggle's going to be Mario Lopez.
That could be Screech.
No. I'm going Screech as Roy.
I would probably have to
agree
with that.
And after this past week's Arrow episode, he is a little bitch, so I'm fine with that.
I haven't seen this week's yet.
He leaves the team because, you're picking on me, whatever.
Well,
grow up here, Roy. Let's see. And then Thea.
Let's see. We got
Lark Voorhees. Jessica or Elizabeth.
Yep. Elizabeth Berkley. Or Jesse Spano.
And then Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And we're going to take these characters played back then, not now, because some of them have not aged well.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming from Saved by the Bell days.
Era. So. Thea, I could see that being Elizabeth Berkley. She's kind of whiny.
Oh, I was going to put... Oh, wait, yeah, Thea. Yeah, Thea's Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah, she's Speedy, the sister of Roy.
Yeah.
She could be killed, and I wouldn't care in the show, so that's fine. We could do that.
For Felicity, I would put Lark Voorhees there. Lisa Turtle was the smart one of the group. That would be the...
And she probably was the most attractive of them, too.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen was the most attractive. I do.
I'm thinking Lark Voorhees. She was kind of cute.
Tiffany
Amber Thiessen was cute. So then we got Sarah.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen is Sarah. She looks like the one that would be able to kick more butt than the others.
Yeah, but the problem is now that Sarah is not the cutest one of them all. In the real show. So then you bring Tiffany Amber Thiessen in, who's knockout gorgeous. She's going to take over, the Butterface girl. I don't know.
You're dissing Sarah?
I don't think she's that cute. I think she's cute, but
okay. I think she's very attractive. I don't think she's that great of an actress, but I think she's very attractive.
I think Felicity is the cutest.
I'll agree she's the cutest, but I also I don't know if I'm putting them together. I think you would need Zach and Kelly to be together.
Okay.
As the couple, and right now that's what Oliver and Sarah would be the couple.
And not to go too drama on this one, and girl talk here, but Felicity's got to hook up with Roy eventually, right? They got to get together, right?
Do they? No.
You don't think?
I think Felicity shouldn't hook up with anybody in that group.
Except Flash.
Well, if she hooks up with Flash, but if you go by the thing, Flash, Barry Allen's got to hook up with Iris.
Yeah, that's true.
So unless Felicity changes her name, I don't see that happening.
That is true. So there you go. There's your Saved by the Bell recast as Arrow here. So
right.
that was good. That was good. The next one.
Yeah, courtesy of John.
Super Friends by the Brady Bunch.
All right.
This could be difficult.
Well, the first thing I have to think of, if I'm thinking of the Brady Bunch and Super Friends, the Wonder Twins.
Yes.
I would make Peter and Jan, Zan and Jaina.
I like it. I'll go with that.
You can make Tiger Gleek or whatever you want to do there.
Tiger. I forgot about Tiger. Form of water beast. You're not even trying. So which one is... which one had the animal? Was that the...
that was...
Xander?
That was Jaina. Jaina could do the
Animals, okay.
And Zan could do
the water.
The water.
Okay. Form of gorilla with the bazooka.
Yeah.
Why do you need a bazooka? You're a gorilla.
Why do you need a gorilla if you could just form a bazooka?
Because she's got to be an animal.
Oh, okay.
Which is the weirdest alien rules I've ever heard for a superpower.
Yeah, and they are aliens too, aren't they? So Earth animals, you can. Well, didn't once or twice they make up some alien animal?
Water beast.
Well,
They
yeah,
did
that
do
was the
water
water
beast.
guy. That was the ice guy
true.
who did that, not the animal girl.
I want to be a giraffe. That's not going to help us against Lex Luthor here. let's focus, people. Okay, so Jan and Peter
Or Zan and Jaina.
okay. I gotta figure out who else is in the Super Friends. Let's do it. Batman.
You got Batman. Well, we're very limited as to which Brady Bunch, so I think we should find the perfect person that the Bradys have within the Super Friends. But
Who's,
you got Batman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern. I mean, it's all guys mostly. Hawkeye or Hawkman.
Let's do the girls first.
Okay, let's do the girls.
Jan is
Jan is Jaina.
okay. Marsha
Would be Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because Cindy's not Wonder Woman.
No.
Okay, so who's Cindy?
I'm trying to think. Either we're going to be switching genders for Cindy,
Cheetah?
or well, Cheetah's the bad one.
Yeah,
we're not throwing. We're doing
My
Super
bad.
Friends, not Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom.
Either we change genders, or I think Hawk Girl was in there.
Well, looks like Hawk Girl.
And we don't even have Carol or Alice cast yet either.
We're going to ignore those.
Oh, we're just doing the kids.
Yeah, we're just doing the kids.
Okay.
Hey, just give us a break, okay? We're trying to figure this out. Who's Sam the Butcher?
Oh.
Solomon Grundy. I always thought there was something wrong with Sam the Butcher anyways. I think he had a couple bodies in that freezer.
He probably did. Well, there was that one episode he had Greg and Bobby in the freezer.
See?
Yeah.
He was always a little weird. I'm thinking he's Solomon Grundy. Okay, so we got Peter already picked.
All right, I'll throw this out, and mainly because I see Greg and Bobby being Batman and Robin.
There you go.
I mean, we don't have Superman unless we want to make Mike Superman.
Mike Superman.
We have no Aquaman.
Superman has about as bad of hair as Mike did, so...
Oh, it's Superman with a perm.
There you go, Superman with a perm. So there you go. You know he doesn't lift weights, Superman?
Oh, he shouldn't have to. I mean, the weights would have to be as big as buildings for it to even affect his muscle toning.
Can't wait till Zach Galifianakis takes that role. I really can't.
That's the way it should be.
So there you go. There's your Riddle Me This. So send those on in, guys.
All right. Oh, and speaking of Super Friends, I know it was something we were discussing after last episode, doing a little segment based off the Wonder Twins.
Okay.
Where someone will give us some sort of scenario.
Yes.
And you and me, as the Wonder Twins, would have to decide what we would turn into to get out of or affect this situation.
Okay. Now, here's a question.
Okay.
So every week, we're going to be the Wonder Twins. We're going to role play this.
Yes.
and we have to figure out this thing like a bad porn movie. We're stuck in a bad porn. We got to get out of this bad
transform,
porn movie. Wonder Twin powers activate, and then you got to figure something out. Okay, are you this week? We can switch this. Are you the animal or the water?
I don't know what the situation will be. I had my brother text it to me, and I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh, this is wow! Look at this, a secret ballot.
Secret ballot. I don't know what it's going to be, so I can choose one or the other, whichever.
What's the name of this segment called?
Activate powers. Yeah, activate.
There
we'll
you
call
go.
It activate.
So here it is. Here is the mystery scenario for this.
All right. We want to decide who's who before we hear the scenario?
I'll be the water.
All right. I'll be the animal.
Okay.
All right. Oh boy.
Here we go.
Trapped in a walk-in freezer with Carnie Wilson and Sally Struthers.
So they're in the freezer with us?
They're in the freezer with us. And we are trapped.
I'm glad I took the water because they're eating you. Whatever animal you turn into, they're eating.
Oh, but they'll be drinking.
Don't be an elk. Don't be an elk. Don't be an elk. Whatever you do, don't be elk or bison
or a cow for that matter.
Well, that's true. No, I got this one easy. This is easy. I'm being water. I'm going right under the door.
Oh,
See
man.
you, Jeff. I'm leaving you. I'm out, bitches.
All right, I got it.
Okay, what are you going to be?
I will be shape of a tapeworm.
Yeah, but that just means Carney's just going to keep eating.
Well, if I could turn into a tapeworm, maybe I'll be thin enough to get out from the door.
I'm going to freeze it then, so nobody can get out.
Otherwise, then I'm going to make their life a living hell. Well, actually, I'll make their life better
because all they can do is just eat.
That's fine. I'll be a tapeworm and I'll be living inside Sally Struthers.
That's like a ring of hell from The Simpsons. Homer gets the donuts repeatedly. No, you just got Carnie with a tapeworm just eating. So there you go. There's your new segment.
There it is.
We will be the Wonder Twins. You give us a scenario and we will get out of it. I think our the whole thing came up last week is we were talking about being a Wonder Twins and trying to get out of a situation. The ideal was a bad porn movie.
Porn movie, yeah.
And what was that one?
I don't even remember what we came up with on
it was a little rough. So there you go. So send those in. So along with your riddle me this, just give us some activate scenarios.
Activate.
And so what do we got next, Jeff?
Next we have... It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Okay, a little bit different this week for the News of the Geek. We do have some news. Wasn't much out there. Last couple weeks have been pretty weak on the news, but we have 3 TV shows we need to talk about that are in the news this week.
All right.
First one, Jeff, just sit back.
Okay.
The Walking Dead season finale recap.
All right. So they walked and they were dead.
The end. They walked to Terminus. Everybody got there. Rick's group got there. In the meantime, the hunters caught them right before they got to Terminus. Oh, this will all have spoilers to it. So if you have not seen Walking Dead, what's wrong with you? It's been a week.
Spoiler alert, take 2 drinks.
There you go. So Rick chooses one of the hunters.
He chooses
Oh,
them?
no. He chews. The neck off.
Choose.
Oh. Not I choose you. No, he chews it off. Rips it off and spits it. Because in that scene, his son Carl was about ready to be raped by one of the hunters.
Was the hunter watching the Serbian film?
Yeah, there's a theme here. It's kind of scary now. Let's not bring the Serbian up again. So that's what happened. Michonne kills everyone. Daryl kills everyone. But everyone, if you've seen it, it's a great episode. So they get to Terminus. Shocking. They're cannibals. What did we say?
You called it out.
Of course, I called it along with everyone on the internet.
Or you read what the internet called it out and agreed with them.
So it most more than likely is it is cannibals. They're trapped in a boxcar, and now we gotta wait another freaking 8 months for it to come back.
Ooh.
7 months. Yeah, October.
Wow. Yeah,
it was a hell of an episode. I thought it was one of the better season finales. Actually, one of the better season finales they did. Better than the CDC blowing up when end of season 1.
Oh, how dare they?
Damn. It was bad cheesy effects. They just jumped behind like a rock and this whole thing blew up. It's like there's no shrapnel or building material. Come on. So I thought it was a good episode. Some people hated it, which I think Walking Dead might have the most amount of fans that hate the show but continue to watch. It's about as bad as wrestling in terms of you have the fans that, I fucking hate this. But guess what? They had record-setting ratings this week. So guess what? Yeah. Obviously, you didn't hate it that bad.
I fucking hated watching every second of it, even though I never turned it off, and I'll watch it again next week.
Yes. So I'm excited about it. It did end with a kind of one of the few times I wish it was on HBO, because Rick's line at the end is he starts laughing or smiling. They're like, "What are you smiling about?" He goes, "They're screwing with the wrong people." And it's like, he needs to be saying they're fucking with the wrong people. Just the attitude, but it's AMC, you know.
Yeah, they can't use the F word yet.
So, but yeah, it was a great episode. Jeff, thanks for your input on it. It was very good.
Oh, excellent.
I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was, I don't know, probably the second best Walking Dead episode I've seen.
Good job, Jeff. Good job. No, it was a really good episode. I'm excited about where they take it next season. It's definitely, they're taking a little bit from the comic book, but they're changing it around. So,
all right. So
there we go.
I suppose in the next 7 months, I should probably try to get caught up on the last 4 seasons.
That would probably be good.
Yeah.
And I told you could skip the first half of the second season.
Okay.
They're just on a farm. That's it. And it's awful.
But did the crops come in?
I don't know.
You have to.
They weren't really farming on that farm.
Even farming
Not
on the
really.
farm?
There wasn't. They did more farming in the prison than they did on the farm.
Okay.
So, and then next thing, I know Jeff can talk about this one.
Yes, I saw this one.
Finally, after 4 seasons, I came back to it for the final episode. Was the How I Met Your Mother series finale, and I did get caught up. Like, I didn't watch it, but I've read what's happened in the last 3 or 4 seasons since I stopped watching it.
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I'm kind of in between on it. Things about it I liked. There were things that I had heard rumors that they were going to do, and it's exactly what they did. So somehow it got leaked and
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Here we go. Spoilers, guys.
But, the whole thing was, especially I know what people were complaining about, and it's kind of a complaint I have, is this entire last season all took place on the weekend of Robin and Barney's wedding. Mm-hmm. So they spent the entire season on this wedding, and then within 3 minutes of the show, we find out that 3 years later they got divorced.
Yes. It was about 15 minutes into it. Come on.
I thought it was quicker than that.
It might have been, actually.
Although it was an hour-long show, so maybe. Yeah. But it's all of a sudden, it's not working out for us. In these 3 years, Robin's job is taking her everywhere, and even though Barney no longer has a job, because that was discussed earlier in the season, I don't see where the problem is. Travel with her and have fun.
I don't get that either. I did see that. I was like, why are you so upset?
Well, the point was they knew how they were going to end the series pretty much at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was... what really sparked it, I was reading Musings of a Geek. I was reading his take on that. And the way he described it was they had this idea and they were going to end the show this way. And the problem was the show took on a life of its own and went a different direction than their ending had it. But then they had to shoehorn it back in so they get the ending that they had planned. And I feel, I know they had to shoot scenes early with the kids because the kids are...
they shot it in 2006,
Yeah, the kids are like 9 years older now than they were then, so it would have been obvious that...
Which would have been funny if they kept aging through the story.
It's like, you're telling this story for like 9 years, Dad.
I thought they needed to... I liked how they jump around in the time,
and they did that throughout the
correct. But I thought if they did that more, like maybe had the wedding, Barney and Robin's wedding, do half the season, and then the rest of it you could jump a little bit more, so you could have a little bit.
So instead of everything that happened after the wedding thrown into
one episode,
1 hour episode, I could see that
I think that would have done better. I think you would have had more. Again, spoiler. Last time I'm saying it. When his wife died, what's her name? Tiffany...
Tracy.
Tracy.
We just learned her name on this episode. Mother's name was Tracy. We just found that out.
When she died, I thought it was sad, from what they were trying to show. But I thought if you spent a little bit more time with it, I think throughout the last half of the season, I think that would have helped.
I mean, they did do some... I know you didn't watch most of the season or whatever. They did stuff where they did show him and her together in the future.
Okay.
Well, like as he was telling the story, it was not at the wedding, but it was somewhere in between. Mm-hmm. So they did do some of that during this past season. So we got to see them together. We just hadn't seen them meet yet, which is what the final showed them meet, and then it showed how they ended up.
I did like how she became pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, I mean, it wasn't a bad episode. I don't have any horses in the race anymore with the show, so I wasn't upset by it. I could see how people were upset by it, because at the end of the day, he got with Robin. Yeah. And it's like...
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they had us so invested in the Robin and Barney story that we thought, okay, this actually looks like it's going to work out. And just how all of a sudden one day, oh yeah, this isn't working out.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was like 3 years after the wedding. I mean, if they would have said, okay, 10 years later, showed them as more of a married couple more often, and then something happened 10 years later, I can understand maybe even a little better, and that still would get them to the ending. But they had them divorced almost as soon as they got married. Barney went back to his womanizing ways and then knocked some random chick up.
Does she keep the baby? Like, does he have a relationship with her? Because
I think he's, from the way they described it, and they didn't describe it much, but he has a relationship with the baby, but not with her.
Okay. But he didn't have full custody of the baby.
No.
Okay,
I hope not.
I did think that was a really good moment when he had the girl. But the problem is this: what he said, I will give you everything, all that stuff. It was a very sweet thing, because you just saw him say it to a girl to pick her up a couple minutes ago. That was my problem with it, is if you had that scene, him talking to that girl in the bar, trying to pick up on her, like, you will have everything, I'll give you everything, I love you, all that. 8 episodes before, and then you have it come back around when he had his daughter. That, I think, would have been more impactful than, I'll give you everything, blah, blah. Literally 2 minutes later, baby's born, I will give you everything. Yeah. It's like, well, wait a minute. There was no vested time in it.
Especially for a show that would drop a hint on something that would maybe even pop up years later.
Correct.
If not episodes later, years later. And that's what I loved about the show, was they would talk about something in season 2, and then season 5, whatever they talked about happened. And you're like, oh, I get that. I like the connection, how it's all interwoven.
Yeah, and that was my problem with the series finale, is that it was way too quick. Yeah. So, like I said, I didn't have any horses in the race anymore. I gave up on the show a while back. I liked it. I didn't think it was great. I could see either end, that you either really you loved it, or you hated it, or you were in the middle and you just whatever.
Yeah.
So, of course, How I Met Your Father is coming on next.
I know. Yeah, that's going to be like that 80s show.
Oh, look, I got a big cell phone.
Like spin-offs that aren't even really spin-offs, just spin-offs of the title.
And my question is this: when Marshall turned around and talked to those kids in the bar,
yeah,
I think that's them.
Probably. That makes sense.
Because they said they were going to introduce that, they were going to show them in the last episode.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
They didn't show the girl. They didn't. You just saw the one guy's face. I think so. You know what's going to happen in season 2, if it ever gets there, of How I Met Your Father. That scene's going to come back around.
Yeah,
I could see that.
So they are definitely setting How I Met Your Father in New York, then.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I
heard rumors it was going to be somewhere else.
They said they were going to show them in the final episode. So I think that's what happened. I think that's them.
That makes complete sense. I wonder if McLaren's will still be the bar in How I Met Your Father.
I don't know. I think you have to change it up, right?
I don't. I mean, if you're trying to hook it into that, I mean, it's the bar setting. I mean, hell, the set's already built, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just the bar. I mean, it wasn't like where everything happened. I mean, I don't even think it was in every episode. So I don't think I think you can still use that setting, and that brings at least the feel or the connection to the first show.
Okay, next, I'll sit back on this one.
Yes, you'll
this
sit
is our
back
final
on this
news of the week, or final TV thing here.
Yeah,
Actually, no, we do have one more. Sorry, guys.
But
Go ahead, Jeff.
Game of Thrones starts this weekend, this Sunday night. So I'm looking forward to this.
I've seen 2 episodes.
Oh, that's more than I thought you saw.
When I was on a business trip.
First 2?
No.
Oh, so you started in the middle. Okay.
It was first season.
Okay.
I was on a business trip, and I was like, oh, I'll watch this. Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't know what I'm watching.
So I don't want to throw out spoilers because I really think you would enjoy it and should watch it. So I
know a lot of people die at the Red Wedding.
Okay.
I know that. I don't know who.
Okay, well, I won't say who.
And I know who the main lead dies in the first season.
Yes, yeah. Ned Stark as played by, what's his name?
I don't know.
Thank you. I was about to give his character's
Gandalf?
name from... I was going to give his character's name from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
But that wouldn't help you.
Nope, does not help me.
Sean Bean.
Yes,
Sean
sure.
Bean. Yes.
In the Game of Thrones, his name is Ned?
Ned.
It's not very fancy-like.
Well, it's Eddard, but Ned for short.
Okay.
Yeah. But, he gets decapitated at the end of the first season. And right then and there, should have told everybody, yeah, we're killing off the biggest name, most famous person, the lead character, and we're just getting started. So I was a little surprised at the reaction at the Red Wedding where they killed a bunch of people off. And people were stunned and surprised that they would do it. I'm like, how did you not see it coming after what you've just seen the previous 2 seasons?
And not to bring Walking Dead back into it, but everybody's like, oh, they need to kill Rick or, the main characters off once in a while, and they don't. I would love to see a show that they kill the main characters off willy-nilly. I have no problem with that.
All right, well, we got the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones on DVD. I can let you borrow those.
I still have season 2 of Dexter that I'm trying to get through. That's yours.
I would say go to Game of Thrones over Dexter.
Okay, but I like Dexter.
Oh,
I like Michael C. Hall.
I know. I think you could get into Game of Thrones. I think you would. I know you're not a fantasy person, but this isn't the whole magic and stuff like that.
It's magic.
Yeah. I mean, they do have dragons, so it still is a little fantasy world or whatnot.
I can handle dragons.
It's more of a political intrigue and backstabbing and
lots of nudity,
like
I heard.
And lots of nudity.
And to continue the theme, lots of dong, I heard.
Yes. You can never have too much dong.
Yes, you can. Sorry. Yes, you can. And Peter Dinklage is in it.
Yes, I know you like Peter Dinklage.
I do like
as an
Peter
actor,
Dinklage.
and it's some of the best he's ever done. He won an Emmy for it. Come on, you got to watch it.
Then if you won an Emmy, there you go.
But I know the new season's starting, and having read the books, I'm in the middle of the 5th book right now. The show is in halfway through the 3rd book, so the stuff that's left in the 3rd book should fill this next season so well. And if you thought, the Red Wedding and how the last season ended, just wait till you see what's coming.
What season are they in? 4?
This is starting the 4th season.
Okay.
Yeah, the 4th season will be pretty much the end of the 3rd book, maybe the beginning of the 4th and 5th books, because the 4th and 5th books actually run concurrently. They just take place in different sections of the world.
Okay.
So the beginning of the season will be the end of the book 3.
They did say HBO has had meetings with George Martin. Is that his name?
Yeah, George R.R.
Yeah, Arg.
He should have been a pirate.
He should have been Arg. They said that they have had meetings with him and they know how it ends.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's told the producers how it ends. The interesting thing I've been reading recently is the producers of the show said they are pretty much committed to doing a 7-season show. But there's no way that by the end of the 7 seasons he'll be done with all the books. Mm-hmm. And the books are too long to fit in
7
seasons. Even though it's going to be a 7-book series of books, like I said, this 2 seasons are going to cover mostly 1 book, and the other books are getting just as long. George R.R. Martin was saying that there's enough stuff out there that they can keep doing this series for him to finish his books. Mm-hmm. And but that would put them into like 10 seasons, and they're saying they're committed to doing 7. So,
which surprised me because HBO sees the dollars coming.
Yeah, well, I think they might be afraid to. Well, one, they've got children in the cast
that are growing,
who will be 10 years older in probably a span of 3 years, 3 or 4 years that the story will take place over. I mean, they're already probably too old to be playing the characters they currently are playing. If they get, another 6 years older at the end, I'm not sure how that will go over.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested. And I also know George R.R. Martin was talking about doing a movie to cap off the thing.
7 episodes in a movie, 7 seasons.
7 seasons in a movie. But I know he wanted, well, one thing he was saying was they need the budget of a movie to get what's in his mind to be able to do that. Because the finale, Dragons are expensive to create, and they are going to be a big part at the end. And so he's talking about doing a movie to end it. So do the series and then a big blockbuster movie. And you have any thoughts on something like that?
Could you replace the dragons with dogs? Those are cheaper.
Oh, you could do it like Team America.
Yes.
Instead of panthers, just get cats.
My favorite scene in that whole movie.
So during the last season, we'll just start doing it with marionettes instead of actors.
Right against each other. No, I don't have any thoughts on it.
Well, what if one of the shows you liked said, well, we're going to go and do, like, Walking Dead. What if Walking Dead said, we're going to do 8 seasons, and then after that, we'll cap it off with a movie?
I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Especially with something like HBO with the dragons, and I think you need something like that. Especially if, you don't want to go cheap on it.
Yeah.
I know they're slowly introducing the dragons, from what I've read. I read Entertainment Weekly enough or online.
The dragon eggs were hatched, so they're growing up is what's going on. So they're still, this season, they're probably in their teenage years type. They're adolescent dragons, so they're kind of wild and terrorizing.
I'm not against the show, so I will say that it's not a TV show community. God, I hate that show.
You're wrong.
No, not. Anyways,
you are, and I know I can't convince you otherwise.
I know, but it just gets you going. And I love it. It's like poking the dead body. Just keep poking it. I'm not against it. I do want to see it. Again, it's on my list along with Dexter, Veronica Mars. So I will get there. Like I said, good for you. There you go.
All right. So I got to talk of Game of Thrones.
I'm sure you'll talk next week too. Whenever it premieres. So there you go. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We can just touch on this real briefly.
Yes.
Who's the clairvoyant?
Well,
have you seen this last week's episode?
Yeah, I saw the last week's episode. Spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen it, we're going to talk about it.
I'll be honest, the whole rest of the News of the Geek is spoiler alerts. Is it Victoria Hand?
I don't know if she is or if she's just working in conjunction. Obviously, she's the bad guy.
Correct.
And whether it's her and somebody else
Bill
or
Paxton.
Her working for someone else.
It's Bill Paxton.
Or is the clairvoyant a group of people?
Could be that too.
I mean, is it, a multi-headed Hydra type?
Well, here's the interesting thing, and I have not read much online at all about Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just haven't had a chance yet. On Wednesday, when I was watching it, I actually watched it the same night. Tuesday. Okay, so I watched it Wednesday. I didn't watch it the same night. God dang this DVR. I have no idea when anything's on. Here's the funny thing. If you watch it, as I hit the mic, sorry about that. If you watch it when Deathlock is chasing Agent Coulson in the basement area, when they're in the it's Agent Coulson and Bill Paxton down there.
Okay.
Deathlock gets a target on them. Okay?
Yeah.
He does not have a target on Paxton. The only one that comes up is Coulson.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I noticed that real briefly. I rewound it on DVR. I was like, he's not aiming at Paxton. Because the whole time I kept thinking, he's being too nice. Paxton's too nice of a guy.
Oh, yeah. Usually when you sign an actor who people know.
Correct.
And they seem like there should be something more to them. There usually is.
So I'm saying it's Bill Paxton.
I won't disagree.
So I like it. It's been picking up really well. I like it a lot.
Oh, it started out a little slow, but I thought it got so much better as it went along.
So as long as they don't show a flying car
They already did.
I know. I mean, any more of the flying car.
Okay.
So, and then the last thing is David Goyer. The screenwriter, he said that he would like to take on a Green Lantern movie. I don't know about that.
Oh, I actually am kind of excited by that. I think David Goyer, he's written some good stuff in the past.
He has.
Get somebody who has good credibility with writing superhero movies to give his take on that, because they failed last time they tried to make a Green Lantern movie.
Of course, when is the next Green Lantern movie coming out? You got Batman versus Superman. Nothing by DC is coming out before that.
No, no. Everything. I mean, it's going to take at least 3 years. I mean, they'll be probably in 2 years in pre-production. Then produce, so it's like 4 years away before a new Green Lantern movie.
And it's really frustrating, too, because you watch Marvel, and their movies, and even our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everything interconnects. Everything connects.
Oh, but, that's the thing, is they've been planning this for years. I mean, they started this 4 years ago, and now everything's coming through. So if now they're starting it in DC and start following the same pattern, in 4 years, hopefully they'll have a lot going on. And
I hope so. I just don't see it. I don't have any faith in them based on their history.
Yeah, well, it depends on if Warner Brothers can greenlight things like Disney's learned to do,
and if Warner Brothers can kind of step off and just let it go.
So. Well, you got to give them the power to do what they want to do, and not keep your fingers in the mix. Too many cooks type thing.
As long as you get Blake Lively back, that would be great.
No.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, and that's it for the news of the geek.
It's time for Box Office Bomb.
Box Office Bomb news of the week. Got a couple of them this week. Let's start off with my favorite, Pompeii.
Oh, Pompeii is... Wow.
You just saw it on the outline?
I just saw it on the outline.
Made $92,852 this week.
I like they got to the exact dollar. They're getting so low in what they're making that they let you know it's $82. I'm sorry, $52, not $82.
I was trying to get down to the cent, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, they round up in cents.
I know.
I know that for firsthand when I had to report the box office take that we had. We always rounded up or down at the 50-cent mark.
You could probably round down for Pompeii. I'll be honest. I don't think it matters.
No, they want you to round up so it looks like they made more. If every theater rounds up, they made an extra $40.
Thanks, Bastille.
I don't know how I'm going to be an optimist about that.
About Bastille?
That's the line from the movie.
Oh, is it?
From the song, I mean.
Is it? All I hear is, the walls come tumbling down. Oh, sorry. Do.
Yeah, the line, my favorite line was, I don't know how I'm going to be an optimist about this.
Really? That is a line.
That's a line in the song. In the song.
Wow.
Since I just learned that song 2 weeks ago or whatnot.
Did the screenwriters of the Pompeii movie write the song?
They might have.
They might.
It's very possible.
Fuck you, Pompeii. Okay, moving on. Sabotage bombed with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. I think it's pretty much,
your Austrian accent isn't too bad.
It's better than your
English. Yeah.
Not really. It bombed in 7th place with $5 million.
Ooh, 7th place. An Arnold Schwarzenegger movie opening in 7th place.
Yes. Ooh. I won't be back in the sequel. I think that's a man thing that you have to do the accent every time with Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Have you seen my maid? Anyways,
wow.
Muppets Most Wanted. It wasn't a huge bomb, but it's been disappointing. I would say it's our disappointing of the week.
Disappointment of the week.
Landed at number 3. Made a total domestic haul of $33 million on $50 million budget. I'm sure it's above that with foreign and everything else.
But so that's 33, and was it been open for 2 weeks? Now? 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Hopefully, you hope you get your budget back by the end of at least the end of the 3rd week.
I'm rooting for the Muppets. Can never have too many Muppets.
Yeah, I want to see more Muppets, even though I haven't seen that one yet.
RoboCop has totaled $57 million domestically on a $100 million budget.
Ooh, and that's probably out of the at least first runs by now?
I think so. I think it was right above Pompeii for the week.
beat Pompeii.
I believe it did.
Wow, that was out for a month longer.
Now, it did make a lot of money foreign in the foreign.
Oh yeah, the foreigners love.
But I'm just doing domestic. You know, we will talk about everything. But they said they may even do a sequel to it. Funny little thing. I was at Toys R Us this week looking for birthday presents, and they had the RoboCop action figure.
Oh, that's great for kids.
Yes. The new RoboCop one, not the big bulky one. I looked at my wife and I said, "Oh, that will be down in clearance about a week from now."
Although the new RoboCop was PG-13, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's another problem. You can't. Gritty action movies should not be PG-13.
But what kid is asking for RoboCop? It wasn't even like the 3.5-inch ones that you could play with the other ones if you really wanted to join them.
If you wanted to have RoboCop join your Star Wars
you can't.
figures?
No. How does he even get there? It doesn't make sense. He was like the 3-foot, or not 3-foot, like the foot one, the 12-inch one. And I'm like, so now he's a giant? If you're playing G.I. Joe against him, that doesn't make sense. Oh, God. Kids, stop playing with your toys that don't go together.
No. Always play with toys that don't go together.
No. Drives me batty when my son does it.
Yeah, I don't know how you like the Lego movie, because that was the entire point of the Lego movie.
It annoyed me. I felt bad for Will Ferrell. Why are you messing this up?
No one should ever feel bad for Will Ferrell for anything. That man's making money off of doing bad characters in every movie he does.
Leave Land of the Lost alone.
Yeah, I will want to leave Land of the Lost alone. That should stay lost.
Number one at the box office this week, America, you disappointed me. Noah. It took in $43.7 million on a $125 million budget. Yeah, you can feel my excitement.
Yeah, but the thing is, America wanted to see what Darren Aronofsky can do. They were going to look for the big auteur and his vision on this biblical movie.
He's getting about as bad as Wes Anderson. Yeah, screw you, best of the worst movies. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, you're wrong. Wes Anderson's good. I like Wes Anderson. But
I wrote this screenplay on a typewriter. Ooh, aren't you special?
Well, yeah, actually. I wish we could get my mom's
Actually, that's Woody Allen that does that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's after he. I won't.
Never mind.
But back to Aronofsky. I did see Entertainment Weekly and their last page bullseye this week. They had towards the edge of the bullseye. They had Noah, and it said something like, "Auteurs get one free pass. Aronofsky, this one is yours."
Good. Not The Fountain?
That's what I thought. I thought, what about The Fountain? Did they not see The Fountain? Because in my opinion, that's
I sat through that whole movie. I never saw Wolverine's claws once. I was disappointed.
I don't know what I saw in that movie.
I was looking forward to that.
I was too. I thought it was going to... no.
I don't know what I saw.
Nope. Didn't work out for me. I don't know what I saw.
Noah will probably get the money back in the foreign market. It probably won't make its money back though domestically. $43 million on a $125 million budget.
I don't see that.
Won't bomb as bad as the last Noah film, Evan Almighty, but you know.
I don't know. That bombed too bad.
It bombed pretty bad. It was a $200 million. Evan Almighty is the highest budgeted comedy of all time.
200?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, then that bombed big time.
I think that made like $57 million or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I doubt it cracked $100 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they...
Yeah, it kept getting higher. Divergent. Thank you. Take a drink. I mispronounced something. Took in $25 million. Total domestic is $94 million on an $85 million budget for second place.
All right.
So, pretty good hit.
So, after 2 weeks, it's over its money back, and that's just the domestic.
Well, the big news this coming week, opening this week, April 4th, Afflicted.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Afflicted.
That's the big news?
I don't know what Afflicted is.
I have no clue.
Is it a scary movie? It sounds like it's a scary movie.
It sounds like a scary movie. While you talk about the other big news, I'll look up Afflicted.
Okay. So, the other big news, Afflicted 2 comes out this week, too.
You're wrong.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Next week, we will have a spoilerific review. But Captain America opens. It's on pace right now, as of Friday night, to be up to 90 million for this weekend. They said possibly 100 million.
Wow. Okay.
They were expecting 75 million, and they said it's gone above that. It made, I believe, 10.4 million on Thursday night, which beat Thor by 3 million.
As the best
Thor
ever
2,
Thursday
Thor
night,
2.
or
as in April at least. Yeah, I guess it would be one of the best opening nights.
I didn't
Thursday
know,
nights.
Well, I was figuring like Avengers would have beat that. Avengers has like all. Doesn't it?
It beat Thor. That's what I saw.
Okay. Well, it beat Thor because it's a better movie than Thor 2.
So yeah, that's. Could you imagine? Hey, we greenlit your script. Afflicted looks really good. I think our studio can do a lot with it. By the way, you're opening against Captain America 2.
Yeah. Way to go, Afflicted. So for anybody who doesn't actually want to see a good movie, you can go see. Here we go.
Oh, Afflicted. Here we go.
This terrifying horror thriller follows two best friends who set out on the trip of a lifetime around the world.
The world!
Their journey, documented every step of the way, soon takes a dark and unexpected turn. Unexpected? I thought you figured it out already. Oh, wait. After an encounter with a beautiful woman in Paris leaves one of them mysteriously afflicted.
What the hell was that?
It's IMDb's recap of it.
Do you know what they just said? They go on a road trip?
They're going a trip around the world, and I'm assuming one of them picks up some disease that scares the shit
Gonorrhea.
out of every... Ooh.
Syphilis. Syphilis is big.
So I was guessing crabs, because you see them come out,
I call the big one bitey.
Okay. And nobody I've ever heard of is in it.
Okay, well, there you go. That is your box office news. What's next?
Next, I think we're going to have...
I love that theme.
Yes. And that is our Chris Pratt news theme.
That's right. Chris
Jason,
Pratt.
What do we have in the news of Chris Pratt this week?
Chris Pratt's hobbies include fishing, hunting, and working on cars.
That's a little disappointing. His hobbies include things I don't like. We'll just have to bond over beer and dancing or something.
I always want to fish. I think I would get bored within 10 minutes.
Oh, I was a 12-year-old boy. Let's go out fishing. I'm like, okay, I've been here 3 minutes. Why isn't anything biting? I don't understand where the enjoyment of this is.
I was kicked out of a fishing friendship because one of our friends, mutual friends, I went fishing with him. And within 10 minutes, I was throwing rocks into the river. And he said, that scares the fish. I said, but I'm bored.
Yeah, I agree with you. Probably 12 or 13 was the last time I went fishing.
I was 22. I'm not kidding.
Oh, wow.
Just kept throwing the rocks.
No, I just remember friends are like, but when you're fishing, you can get in the boat or sit on the side of the lake and just drink some beer. I'm saying I can do that without fishing poles and enjoy it better than calling it fishing.
I'm pretty good at Wii fishing.
Wow.
On the Nintendo Wii? That's about it.
Okay.
Couple little shout out or promos this week. Best of the Worst. We talked about them last week. We are on their episode. They just released it. The Jonah Hex. We gave a little review.
Yes, listen to our review because we put our blood, sweat, and tears into reviewing that. A lot of tears, probably.
A lot of tears. We're on Stitcher. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you found us on iTunes or Stitcher or Libsyn. But Stitcher, they've got where we were pretty high up in their rankings. So keep listening to us, guys.
Yes, and now you can find us on the Musings of a Geek podcast.
Yes,
and go check them out again. Like we said at the beginning of the show,
we become corporate sellouts.
There are other podcasts there that are worth listening to, but ours mostly.
Yes,
but the others are good too.
Yes. So, and then finally, Enlisted. Watch that show on Hulu. Please, for the love of all that is sane, watch it on Hulu.
Not 100% canceled yet.
Nope,
So Jason's doing his best to try to.
I think I have tweeted with everybody on that cast and every writer on that cast. I actually have tweeted with a couple of the writers, actual writers' Twitter accounts. So please, you can write to Fox, Wounded Soldier. You can write to, and then just watch them on Hulu. The last episode was last week. It was beautiful. Anyway, and then now we got the top 5 of the week.
All right, and this week's top 5 is...
Top 5 comedy episodes of all time. Not just shows,
episodes of these comedy series.
I will say on last week's top 5, the comic book, top 5 comic book storylines, we actually did not get bashed by Graphic Novice.
Like they did for our previous one on overrated movies.
I'm watching you, Graphic Novice. But they actually said that they liked our list.
All right.
So there you go. Look at that. We did not
probably a little different than their lists, but they couldn't fault us for ours.
That's right. So this week, top 5 comedy episodes. I'll go first with my honorable mention.
Okay, your honorable mention.
You're honorable. The marine biologist on Seinfeld.
Ah, okay.
The sea was angry that day, my friend.
Like an old man returning a bowl of soup.
It includes war. What is it good for?
Yeah.
Or actually,
no, it was War and Peace. The original name was going to be War. What is it good for?
That's right. And so there you go. And it also had the what is it? The little electronic calendar that kept beeping, and Elaine threw it out the window.
The Russian author threw it out the window.
That's right. It hit Elaine Boozler, the comedian. Remember her?
It hit Carol Kane.
Shit, it was Carol Kane. Moving on.
Elaine Boozler was in that as something else, but that was Carol Kane in that episode.
So that was one of my favorite ones. And the reason is I could not put 5 Seinfeld episodes on my list.
Oh, wow.
I love Seinfeld.
So you've got other Seinfelds coming
I just got
up,
one.
Huh?
I just got one.
Okay.
So you got any honorable mentions?
Honorable mention, well, I have the Simpsons softball episode.
Oh, okay. That was a good one.
That one kind of just missed my cut.
Ozzie Smith falls into
Ozzie Smith falls into the
well of no return,
bottomless pit, or
That's
whatever,
right.
the infamous spot of Springfield, whatever it was called. But that was one of my favorite. That's my favorite Simpsons episode, and it just didn't make my cut. But my one honorable mention I have has what I consider like one of the funniest lines, funniest scenes in all of television. But it was in a skit comedy, so I couldn't say the whole episode was great. And that was Carol Burnett's show, the Went with the Wind. Her take of Gone with the Wind.
I knew you were going to write that one because I think we've talked about this a long time ago.
We probably did.
And I do like that episode, that sketch.
Yeah. When she walks out onto the top of the stairs wearing the
curtains
with the curtain rod going across the shoulders. And she walks out and says, I saw it in the window and I just had to have it. That possibly is one of the funniest things ever aired on television.
Next to The Perfect Stranger. Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, that's like my 2, 3, and 4 Perfect Stranger episodes.
So what's your number 5?
Number 5, I'm going Cheers.
Okay.
The episode, What is Cliff Clavin?
Okay.
The episode when Cliff Clavin was on Jeopardy.
Okay, now I got you.
Yes. Cliff gets on Jeopardy, and all the categories line up perfectly for him. He's got things like bar trivia, mothers and their sons, stamps of the world.
I knew there was a stamps one in there.
Celibacy. And like all the categories line up for him. And he runs away with it. I mean, he's got like 40 times as much as the next closest person. Gets to the final question, doesn't know it, writes a ridiculous answer, bets everything.
That's right.
And loses.
And he could have bet like $1 and still would have won.
He could have bet almost everything and still won. He bet everything. And it was fun because I think it was Norm and Woody were in the audience watching, and Alex makes the thing, goes, unless you did something stupid like bet everything. Norm leads over to Woody and says he bet everything. He goes, how can you tell? He goes, see the blood dripping down the side of his mouth. And that episode also has my favorite opening bit, like pre-opening credits of all Cheers. Sorry, of all Cheers. Guy walks into a bar and goes, man, it's been 20 years since I've been in here. This is the bar I used to hang out. I love this place. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not done. Because I love this place, but things have changed. The wall used to be here, pointing at different things. This is different. He goes, that paneling over there is different. And somebody asks, well, what paneling? He goes, the stuff over there behind Norm. So that's my number 5. Cheers. What is Cliff Clavin episode?
I think this one might be on your list. And it wouldn't be a top 5 if we didn't have something conflicting.
Okay.
As God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly.
Number 1.
Oh! It's my number 5.
How is that not number 1? That is the funniest episode of any television show ever made. Number 1.
Was it Les Nessman? Is it Les Nessman that's doing the...
Les Nessman's doing
the brutality.
Yeah. Oh, the human... Like, he was doing the Hindenburg speech as these turkeys are plummeting to the ground like sacks of wet cement.
Sorry, this is the Thanksgiving episode on WKRP in Cincinnati.
Turkeys Away.
Yes.
No, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
They were giving turkeys away as a Thanksgiving promo. And for you younger listeners, you may not remember this show. It was about a radio station in Cincinnati and had some eccentric DJs and everything. Yeah. And they were giving away turkeys. Live turkeys. Yeah. And they thought they could fly.
So they were going to release them from the back of a helicopter.
And they don't fly. So they were damaging, they were falling like rocks, which I think was one of the lines, isn't it? And
well, it was they're plummeting to the ground like sacks of wet cement.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh, the humanity.
And they were damaging cars.
Yeah. And it's like, and then when they realized that they that the turkeys weren't flying, they landed the chopper and as a goodwill gesture, released the others. But they turned.
That is a great episode. I can't believe that was number 1 for you.
I can't believe it's not number 1 for you.
It came I just had a couple good ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, you already ruined my number 1. Thanks for that one, Jason.
Oh, take a drink. I ruined your top 5 already.
I think you've named my number 1 as your number 5, like in the last 3 of the last 5 or something.
Number 4, the series finale of The Office.
Okay.
It was recent. I don't think I have seen a better series finale in probably 20 years.
Okay. Yeah.
It was perfect. It was hilarious. The only thing that came close to topping this one was the Jim and Pam's wedding on Niagara Falls. That was pretty funny. When Kevin puts his shoes out, and
that was hilarious.
They had to burn them. Sir, we had to fumigate them.
I put my shoes out to be cleaned. We had to incinerate them.
That's what it was. So the series finale of The Office, I love The Office. The last 2 seasons were a little rough. Once Michael Scott left, it was rough. But the last episode, I thought, captured everything. Just from top to bottom. Everybody had something to do. Even Andy was a little annoying in the last episode. That was my only complaint on it. But everything else was perfect with it. So, like I said...
I enjoyed that episode. It's not in my... I don't even think it's in my top 5 Office episodes, though.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah. You know what? I got your number 1 up my number 5. How do you like those apples?
Yeah, you screwed those apples. Thanks.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is the How I Met Your Mother episode, Slap Bet.
Ooh, I didn't think about that one.
Which, besides introducing the Slap Bet to it, was the first Robin Sparkles episode. Yes. And the Let's Go to the Mall. So those of you who have not seen that one... Robin has something hidden in her past that she doesn't want the gang to find out about. So Barney and Marshall make a bet. Barney says she did porn. And so Marshall said no. So they made a slap bet where whoever was right got to slap the other one. Well, they went and, tried to dig it up. First Robin said she was previously married, and they found out that was false. And then they found a tape of Robin, and Barney was so sure that it was porn that he preemptively slapped Marshall. So Lily, being the slap bet commissioner, said, if since it's preempted or too early of a slap, if it turns out that he's wrong, then he gets punished either 10 slaps right away or 5 slaps anytime for the rest of his life. Well, they go ahead and watch the video, and it turned out Robin was a pop star traveling the malls in Canada as a teenager. And the Let's Go to the Mall video was, it was just hilarious.
Let's go to the mall
today. And so then, obviously, Barney took the 5 slaps over however long it took Marshall a dole amount. So for the next 7 seasons of the show, they've been doing the slap bet. But I thought that's my favorite episode of How I Met Your Mother, and my probably 4th favorite episode of all time.
Well, there you go. What's your number 3?
Let's see, number 3, I got The Office.
Oh, which one?
Fun Run.
Oh, that was another
Yes.
one. I love that one.
The, what is it?
I'm carving up.
The Dunder Mifflin Scranton Rabies Meredith Palmer Fun Run for the Cure.
For the Cure.
Or whatever the exact title of the Fun Run. This would... Michael... was it season 3 or 4, the first episode of that season?
I think it was 4.
4.
I think.
Yeah, Michael's coming back. It was after Ryan has been promoted to corporate. And Michael's pulling into the parking lot, hits Meredith with his car, then goes to... my favorite scene is when he's talking to Ryan. He's talking to Ryan, and he's like, I got something bad to say. You know, I hit an employee with my car. And Ryan's like, did you hit this employee on company property? And he's like, on company property with company property, because he had a company car. And he goes, so double jeopardy, we're safe,
okay.
we're okay. He's like, Michael, that's not how double jeopardy works. He's like, oh, that's right. What is double jeopardy? And
I do love that. He's eating all the spaghetti before the run.
Yeah. So he decides, well, it turns out Meredith might have rabies, so they had to, and because she went to the hospital, they discovered this. So Michael thinks that he saved her life by hitting her with his car, but he wants to get money to help stop rabies and have rabies awareness. So, yeah, they have the little fun run to gain money, and yeah, his goal is he decides right before the race to carb up and eat spaghetti or fettuccine Alfredo.
Yes.
And then since rabies makes you afraid of water, he wasn't going to drink any water. So he ate a bunch of pasta and drank no water for this 5K.
That was also the one that Dwight was the one after that Dwight killed the cat.
Oh yeah, that was. Well, I think it was an hour long.
It was. That's right.
So they divided up into 2 when they show it in reruns.
Put him in the freezer peacefully, and he died peacefully. Why was the French fries clawed?
Yeah, that is when Dwight killed Angela's cat, Sprinkles. I mean, there's just so much on every character in that one. I think that's, my opinion, the best Office episode.
Number 3, the Hamptons on Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
The main reason, well, there's many reasons. I love Seinfeld, like I said, that I bought the box sets. I don't have many of the Seinfeld's box sets, but I bought this one because the Hamptons is my favorite episode. They're all going to the Hamptons for the weekend. George is just is dating this girl, and he's like, oh my God, in a couple days, I'll be able to reach over and grab her boob, and she'll be fine with it because we'll have sex this weekend.
Yeah, they haven't had
sex yet. So they're going there because their friends own a house on the Hamptons, and they have a breathtaking baby.
It's breathtaking.
And it's the ugliest baby. And every time they walk in the room, Jerry and Elaine go, ooh, and they look away. Elaine tries to get with the pediatrician for the baby. Yes. And he calls her breathtaking.
So she thinks that's an insult since they also refer to the baby as breathtaking.
Kramer does the lobster traps.
Yes.
He takes lobster traps from the commercial's fishermen. Jerry's girlfriend catches George coming out of the pool. He's changing out of his swimming trunk. Yeah. So he had shrinkage down there.
Yes, the shrinkage episode.
It's like a frightened turtle. And she walks into the room, doesn't realize it, and she sees it, and she's like, oh. And she's like, I'm so sorry, and laughs and walks out. So George's girlfriend later on decides to go back.
Yeah, before they could even get together, she leaves the weekend early.
And so he thinks that Jerry's girlfriend is the one that caused it. She's a vegetarian too, Jerry's girlfriend.
No, she wasn't vegetarian.
Yeah,
she's Jewish.
Oh, that's what it was. She
was Jewish, so she had to eat kosher.
That's right. She had to eat kosher. So he put the lobster meat. Kramer caught in the eggs the next morning.
She was almost ready to crack and break kosher and eat some at dinner the night before, but Jerry stopped her or whatever, and she was so happy and thankful. Then the next morning, George
just sneaks it in. So, and then it also has, before that, the very beginning, George goes off to do something, and Jerry and Kramer and Elaine get to see George's girlfriend topless because she's just walking around the beach topless.
Oh, she was sunbathing, and he was so George upset. Wasn't there. He had to run to the store to buy something.
Yeah, you saw them before I did. So that is bar none my favorite episode of it. I don't know why, I just love that episode, top to bottom. Every one of the characters had something great. I love Kramer, and I'm not even a big Kramer fan.
Yeah, even Kramer has a good story. Yeah.
So number 3, the Hamptons.
Your number 2.
Okay, this is up there almost. Well, this Enlisted is getting to this stage. News Radio.
Okay.
Love News Radio.
I know you love News Radio. Which episode?
Arcade is what it's called. Beth, if you've never seen News Radio, kids, you need to buy it. It's great. Phil Hartman as Best. Dave Foley. There's a lot of good people in it.
More Tierney, Joe Rogan.
Andy Dick.
Andy Dick was even good in it.
Yes. I like cats. So in it, Beth, the feisty secretary, she replaces the lobby sandwich machine with an arcade game, Stargate Defender, that Dave Foley's character was great at in college and high school. So he gets addicted to it.
I'm not remembering this episode.
Oh, I love this one. So he becomes obsessed with it. And he starts talking to it, and he's playing it through the night. I think he stayed overnight the one night to play it all. But the sandwich machine is gone, and Bill gets upset. And these sandwiches, he bites into them. They're like rubber. He's just pulling at them. They don't chew up. They don't break. And she's like, those have been in there forever. How do you like them? He goes, these are just like what Mom used to make. Mom used to make 30 of them at a time and put them on the front porch. So every day I would go to school, I would just pick up a sandwich and go. And they're like, didn't she refrigerate them? No, she left them on the porch, so I would always remember them. Good times.
Wow. Oh, boy.
And that is seriously, my oldest brother and I always go, good times.
Good times. So that's where good times
Yes, that's
from.
where it came
I know you
from.
say that all the time. I didn't know that's where it was from.
So, and the best part is, he gets upset that they're doing it, that they took the thing away. He starts hoarding the sandwiches from the vending machine. So, God. It's also the other one, too, that Lisa and Dave Foley, retake the SATs to see who's getting dumber. Oh. And obviously, Dave's having tough time because he's playing the video game all the time. So, the only other one that came close to it on the News Radio one was when Andy Dick punches Phil Hartman by accident and becomes the alpha male, and he tries to take on Joe Rogan. Oh. And he tells Maura Tierney, I think he says to Dave Foley, you better get your bitch in line over there. And Joe Rogan goes after him, and Dave Foley tries to hold him back, and Joe Rogan's pushing him across the whole lobby. So, God, I love News Radio. I missed that. So there you go. This is my number 2. What's yours?
My number 2, South Park.
Okay, which one?
Guess. Come on.
That's a tough. I don't know. There's a couple good ones.
Scott Tenorman must die.
Oh, your tears.
Yeah, your tears. They taste so sweet.
Yes.
It's the episode where, to get revenge on the, was he a 9th grader or whatever, after failing miserably several times and it backfiring on him, Cartman comes up with the ideal plan where he has the ChiliCon Carnival. And everyone's supposed to bring chili, so Scott Tenorman is going to bring chili cooked with his pubes in it to give to Cartman. Well, Cartman decides, he's going to bring in chili made of Scott Tenorman's parents.
Which you usually do.
Yeah. He had Scott Tenorman eat the chili made from his parents and then tells him and laughs about it. I made you eat your parents. I made you eat your parents. And as Scott Tenorman is crying and the tears are flowing down his face, Cartman starts licking them. And, oh, your tears are so sweet. The only problem with that episode was they had to have a cameo by Radiohead. Yeah. If people who don't know me should know, I really dislike the band Radiohead. I'm not a fan of pretty much anything they've done. So I figure they're the most overrated anything in the world.
In the world.
In the world. Nothing is more overrated than Radiohead.
Unlike Korn, that had a good cameo in South Park.
Korn's cameo was great. I mean, that actually came close to, making
on the list.
Might be my top 5 South Parks. Korn's Crazy Adventure.
What's your number 1?
Oh, screw you. My number 1 is the WKRP Turkeys Away. Yeah. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
There you go.
All right. So your number 1.
Number 1, can't believe it's not on your list. The Cut Man Cometh.
Yeah.
On Sports Night.
Good episode. I'll agree. It's a good episode.
One of Aaron Sorkin's earlier TV shows. Yes. And basically it's Casey and Dan. They're running a sports center type show. The whole night is about boxing match between these two heavyweights. Their main box analyst guy gets sick, so they have to bring this guy in called the Cut Man. Unfortunately, the guy only goes by the Cut Man because he gives himself his nickname.
Yeah, he claims he was Muhammad Ali's
Cut
Man, and they're pretty sure that that's all bullshit.
Yes, and he won't answer to anything else. Casey refuses to
call him by that.
And so the best part is the whole boxing match takes a minute. The whole night's programming is based on this, and it took a minute.
They got like 3 hours worth of programming, and the match is over in a minute.
And Cutman, they go to him for analyst.
He's the ringside analyst.
Yes. And he goes, and Casey's like, hey, so-and-so. Hey, so-and-so. Call him his real name. You want to answer? Dan's like, do it. He goes, Cutman. Yeah, Dan. Nope, I'm Casey.
Yeah.
And then he said, look at that monitor down there. You see that? That's Dan. I'm Casey. Okay, Dan. And they asked him, how did the boxer knock the other guy out? He had I think it was a swinging jab uppercut. Yeah. And he's like, jab uppercut? I can't do it.
And so, the whole premise is now we have to kill 3 hours.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of how it ended with them. All right, we're going to suck it up and do our 3 hours.
Yes.
But yeah, the funniest part was the nickname Cut Man. And
Robert Guillaume as the station manager, he's like, because they were talking that the Cut Man gave himself his own nickname. Yeah. And he's like, you can't give yourself your own nickname. I want to be called the Hammer. You know why I can't do it?
Because you can't give yourself a nickname.
Can't give yourself a nickname. So that is my favorite episode. I think I've seen, seriously, that episode 20 times.
It's a great episode. It didn't make my list, but I can't fault you for picking that one.
There's 52 states in the country. I know that, Casey. 52?
52? Now you're forgetting Puerto Rico.
And there's another city. I think it was like Queens or something like that.
Puerto Rico and Brooklyn.
Yeah. So there you go, number 1. So there's your top 5 of the week.
Top 5.
And finally, the bad idea of the week. History of bad ideas, number 67.
Ooh, 67 this week.
Driving an old car when a serial killer is chasing you.
Yeah, get those beat-up jalopies out of my horror movies, because they only lead to death.
I got a 1975 Pacer.
Yeah.
It's 2014. You probably shouldn't be driving that.
Yeah. You're driving a car that's 3 times as old as you are. You probably shouldn't be driving it.
Death to the hipster.
They probably deserve to die. Might not be a bad idea because those people deserve death.
I agree. Get an oil change, people. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.